Good morning, afternoon, or evening. Welcome to All Things Social Security. I am Stephanie Joy, the attorney at Joy Disability. Welcome to the channel, and I hope you enjoy the video. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Hey, everybody. Happy Friday and happy Red Friday. Anyone wants to take a minute today to just think about our deployed military members who can't be home with their families like the rest of us can be? That's what Friday is all about here, Red Friday. So, otherwise, TGIF to all the workers who might be having this as their last day of the work week. And for former workers who put their time in. So this is Friday for Law Review as usual. And just truly thank you to all of our military personnel who are not home like we can be. Appreciate, and I think most of the people here do. All right, so haven't read it yet, guys. I'm going to go through it with you. This is a March 20th publication by the Office of Inspector General. As you know, everything here thus far for the last few years is all from the Office of Inspector General of the Social Security Administration and their reportings on fraud, arrests, convictions, and sentencings, all related in some manner to Social Security Administration. And I don't discuss all of them. I try to pick the ones that are either very pivotal or directly related to stealing from Social Security itself, because we know there is fraud. And we know that if there isn't a lot of checks and balances, that fraud gets worse. So here we go. This one happens to be Eastern District of California. Last week was actually the opposite coast. It was New York. This was yeah, I said Eastern District, right? Yeah. All right. So the title is Former Placer County Resident Charged with Identity Theft and Fraudulently Obtaining More than $110,000 in Social Security benefits. So let's see what happened. There was a 12-count indictment, apparently. I'm not going to say the gentleman's name because he's not been found guilty yet. So I have a extreme regard for the right to be innocent until proven guilty. It is so, so important. So let the professionals do their job. And if they do it properly and the guy is actually guilty, then he'll go down as such. But until then, this 69-year-old fellow, he's from Mesa, Arizona, but that's as far as I'll go, guys. It's not like you can't look it up yourself, but I'm just not going to do it. He's charged with wire fraud, aggravated identity theft, and Social Security fraud. And now I'll say the attorney's name because last week I accidentally transposed the two names and said that the defendant was the attorney's name. I corrected it during the shortly thereafter, but so this time let's make it correct. The U.S. attorney is Eric Grant, who made the announcement of the charges against this fellow. So according to the court documents, the fellow assumed, this is the defendant now, assumed the identity of a man who was born in 1948 and had died in 1965. Wow, so that guy was, wait a minute. He assumed the identity of a person who died as a teenager. Okay. Remember what they told us, guys, and I don't know where this is going to be going, but there are no dead people collecting Social Security benefits. Well, in fact, it's true. The deceased person isn't, but someone using his name is, right? Someone pretending to be him. So on September 21st, 2011, while living in Auburn, California, this defendant submitted an application, allegedly, for retirement benefits to the SSA using the deceased man's, and again, 48 to 65, he was 17 when he died. Doesn't matter. Obviously, he's probably the same age as this guy, but I don't know. We'll see. Using the deceased man's identity for more than a deceased man that died in 65. That's just like, I don't know. I don't know. For more than a decade, the defendant concealed, allegedly, his true. Assume that everything I say here today is alleged in front of it, okay? Since the guy hasn't been convicted yet. Concealed his true identity and used the deceased man's name, birthday, and Social Security number to apply for and collect retirement benefits from the Social Security Administration. The defendant's identity theft and false statements to the SSA resulted in a loss of $114,000 plus from the SSA. Apparently, the Office of Inspector General is conducting the investigation, so I guess there's more investigation going on. If convicted, this defendant faces a maximum statutory penalty of 20 years in prison, $250,000 fine. And they go on to say, of course, that any sentence, however, could be determined at the discretion of the court after consideration of any applicable statutory factors and the federal sentencing guidelines, which take into account a number of variables. Gotcha, which means they could minimize it, which is what they always do. The charges, they remind us, are only allegations, and the defendant is presumed innocent until and unless proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. I'm very glad they put that in there. It's very important. I mean, we all know that when there's smoke, there's usually fire. But the point is, if there is, then you can prove it. And if you can't, then maybe that smoke really wasn't there and it was fabricated to begin with. That's generally not the case with what goes down here, but it's definitely worth noting. What else? Yeah, they don't give much. I wonder if they'll follow up and tell us what happened when he gets, if and when this person gets convicted. That would be good. All right. Interesting. Interesting. I'm just thinking about that little 17-year-old and then like how his parents felt back in 1965. Horrible. See, that's where my mind goes. All right, guys, have a great day. I'll talk to you later.